Well, welcome everybody to our Tactical Tuesday. Here we are in 2025, January 2025. We have an awesome topic tonight, and it is hopefully going to help you find resources, find stats, find research that has to do with our real estate markets, find whatever it is that you might need, even if it's some education. We got a ton of it that I'm going to share with you tonight, links to everything that you'll be able to access all of this, and it's absolutely free. So welcome tonight, everybody. Great to see you coming on. We've got people from all over the place, which is really cool. So welcome, everybody. And if you can just throw in the chat where you're from, let us know you're here. That would be amazing. Okay, so tonight, just before we get started on our topic for tonight, just a quick review because our topic from last week kind of spills into our topic tonight. And last week, hello, Jules from Spruce Grove. Last week we talked about what actually helps people reach their goals that they set. We all kind of maybe set goals for the year, etc., that sort of thing. What helps us reach those goals? Well, we talked about the fact that skill isn't actually the necessary part. We shared a video last week as well. If you missed it, go back into our Facebook group, and was posted there the day after. Same thing with this. This will be posted tomorrow within Fearless. What does it? Making a big goal, breaking it down into small tasks, and making marginal improvements on those tasks. That's how really successful people end up reaching their goals, because sometimes a big, huge goal seems way too daunting for us. And so if we break it down into those small tasks, and then as we're going through those tasks, we marginally improve certain things, certain processes, certain ways of doing things, that's going to make a big difference for us. And so tonight, guys, the reason that we're kind of following up that topic tonight is, where do you go to learn about this stuff, and what resources are there, and where can you start doing a little bit of research? We're going to share a bunch of websites tonight. I'm actually going to share my screen, go on them with you, and show you what's there. We are excited to announce, and we've never really announced it, our Ignited members know about it, but those of you in Fearless that aren't our Ignited members, we now have the ability where you can download our app from the App Store. You just look up Investor Life. Jules will share the links for that as we go along tonight and as we get into it. It's on the Google Store. It's good for Android or Apple, and you can download it. And there's a ton of free content on our app. Okay, so we're going to share a little bit about that tonight as well. So I'm just looking at the chat. We have Spruce Grove, Crossfield, Alberta, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Sunderland, Ontario, Canmore, Alberta. Awesome. Ontario, St. Albert, Oshawa, Toronto. Look at that. Welcome, everybody, and very nice to have you on tonight. And as we go through this, if you have questions, because kind of some of the things I'm going to share tonight are Canadian-wide, and they kind of apply to anywhere you live in Canada. And some of the things I'm going to share tonight are to give you an example of what you should be able to find in your market. Of course, we don't have time to go across every market across the country and show you all of the different ins and outs, but I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I use here in Edmonton, and then you can then do the research and find those very similar things in your particular market, wherever that might be across the country. So at least you'll have an example of what's out there, and then you'll know that you'll be able to find it when it comes to your market as well. Thanks for sharing those links, guys. If you don't have it yet, just download the app. There's no charge to anything. It's all free, just a ton of content. And I'm going to go through the app with you a little bit later and show you what's on there and how it can benefit you, and how maybe reaching your goals for 2025. These could be some of the small tasks. These could be some of the things maybe you listen to, you learn, you get yourself educated on certain strategies, etc., whatever it might be when it comes to real estate investment. Okay, so let's get started with some information that is kind of applies to everybody. It doesn't matter where you are in Canada. I'm going to bring up our first website that we're going to look at tonight, and let me just share my screen so you have an idea what I'm talking about. This here is the REI website. So if you haven't been here before, guys, this is the Canadian Real Estate Association. So it gets a little confusing because you have a national association, that's REI, You probably have a provincial association. Here in Alberta, we have one called REI, or the Alberta Real Estate Association. And then within that province, you're going to have different real estate boards. For example, the one that I'm a part of is the Realtors Association of Edmonton. And so wherever you are in the country, you're going to have a provincial association as well, likely, and a real estate board that kind of covers your area. That's where realtors post on the MLS. That's where they're licensed through, etc. So we're going to start kind of broad and national, and so that's the Canadian Real Estate Association. So we're on their website here, and I actually kind of went a little bit forward. So if we go back to the main site, okay, we're here. You click up here the Canadian housing market stats. So if you're looking for a broad look at where the stats are for Canada, we can click into the Canadian housing market stats. They provide monthly statistics. This is obviously good for the public. You don't have to be a realtor to come on here and find these statistics. There's lots of graphs. There's lots of, were sales up, were sales down? What are some of the highlights? So this is highlighted. This is changed on a month-to-month basis. And again, remember, this is the Canadian real estate market as a whole. And so it gives you a general idea. And why do we want to know the whole market as a whole? Well, now we can start, if we know what all of Canada is doing, well, how is our market doing in comparison to Canada? I'm going to show you a little tool on this website that will help you figure that out as well. And that's where we use this HPI. And so I'm gonna get into that quickly here. So on the right-hand side of this page, you're going to see the MLS Home Price Index, or the HPI, MLS HPI. If you want to learn about how it's created and all of that, the information is here. But there's a little tool. Let me go back. There's a little tool right here down at the bottom called the MLS Home Price Index. And this is where we can go and look at, let's say, actual. We want to look at single family. Let's just pick that out for now. And we want to look at different areas. So we can go all. Oh, that would be a little confusing. Let's say we want to look at Alberta. And we want to look at British Columbia. And then we want to look at Edmonton and Calgary within Alberta. Okay. So we click the areas we want to look at. What is this going to do for us? Well, what this is going to do is it's going to give us a general indication. So you see this goes all the way back to 2005. We can drag this slider back and forth here. And so that'll change, zoom in and change our ranges if that's what we're looking to do, backwards and forwards. But we can have a look now at this graph and say, okay, Alberta as a whole is the blue. Okay, that's Alberta's actual. BC, okay, and Edmonton and Calgary. So Calgary is significantly higher priced than Edmonton. Based on this, has been since roughly 2021. So you can see Edmonton, Calgary, Alberta was very, very similar for many, many years here. But then it started to split apart here in 2021. Okay, so it's starting to give us some data that we can start to use. And this is HPI. This isn't price, remember. Let's switch to benchmark price. And now we're going to see it's a little different. So this is now benchmark price. So starting back in January 2005, Edmonton's benchmark price. So what they do is they take all of the homes for sale on MLS and they kind of benchmark them, or they create what they consider a property that is their benchmark property, a property that is like the most common type of property that's sold in that particular market. Then they make that the benchmark home. So what has that particular home done over the last, well, this is almost 20 years. That home was worth $193,000 in Edmonton. In Alberta as a whole was $214,000, $227,000 in Calgary. So roughly about a $30,000 price difference between Edmonton and Calgary. If we look at BC, 363, it's considerably more expensive in BC. It even was in January 2005. But now we look at the difference. We go right to the very end here. The benchmark price for a home in Edmonton is $458. In Alberta, $588. In Calgary, $680. So houses were priced $30,000 apart back in January 2005. When we look at this, they are 580 to 458, $130,000 apart now in 2025. And of course, BC, way up there, 1.3 million is the benchmark price in BC. So why am I showing you this, guys? I'm showing you this because this is a tool that you can add to your toolkit, your toolbox. It's a tool that you can use to now go and start throwing in all different markets. You see all the different options you have here. Of course, not every market, but most of the markets within Canada, larger centers anyways, are in here. You can start throwing them on and see how they compared to Canada as a whole, how they compared to the province as a whole. And it starts to give you a little bit of education so that when you are talking to other investors, or maybe you're talking to a potential joint venture partner, or maybe you're talking to whoever it might be, you are actually speaking things that actually happened, and you're telling the truth, and you're educated, and you sound educated, and you seem more credible when you're talking with others. So getting to know these stats, and you don't have to know them off by heart, but if you know where to go get them, and then you can share that with others. Again, you become a resource for the people around you. Okay. If you have questions about this, guys, by all means, just share it. And I love it. George, thank you for sharing the information for Nova Scotia. So for those of you in Ontario or BC or other parts of the country, if you have these resources as well, throw them in the chat. And then, guys, as these different resources, as we go through tonight, as they get thrown in the chat, click on them, save them as a favorite, save them into a folder. I'm going to show you actually the way I have mine here. If I just go to my home screen, where do I do that? Up here. And okay, no, that was the back button. My Zoom thing is in the way, so I can't see what I'm doing. If I go to my home screen, you're going to see I have certain websites all saved in a folder. Guys, that's kind of what we want to do, is organize ourselves. And this could be one of the small tasks that we were talking about last week. Can we get ourselves organized when it comes to maybe our favorite websites in the country to go look at, so that we are knowledged, so that we can find the information quickly? We're not having to search for it all the time. If we can do that, that's only going to help. Okay, so this is Korea. Now, of course, there's a ton of other information on here, guys. So spend a little bit of time looking through there, finding out what it is. Sorry, I'll get rid of that chat, that you want to find out. And remember, this website is Canadian prices or Canadian real estate as a whole. Now, where do we go from here? Well, let's now go down a little bit closer. And again, remember, I'm sharing this for Alberta, but George shared the link for Nova Scotia. Of course, there's other links that you guys are able to find as well. So I'm going to now switch to area. This is the Alberta Real Estate Association. And you probably click I'm a consumer, unless you're a realtor, and you can log in. There's stuff for realtors, there's training, etc. But again, housing statistics. You can see this right here. How many sales on a monthly basis? Are they going up? Are they going down? We see in the last month, within what, 5 seconds here, we know sales are going up, listings are going up. Isn't that interesting though? New listings are going up, but inventory is going down. More listings are coming on, yet obviously that shows that sales are going up, right? Inventory is coming down. How many months of supply do we have? 2.4 months of supply. So if those amount of sales continued at the pace they're going, and no new listings came on the market, everything would be sold in 2.5 months, roughly. That's what it's saying there as far as months supply. More housing statistics, if we want to view them. Here we go. So these are PDFs you can download. And again, they're going to show you, this is not showing a particular market. This isn't showing a city. This is showing the province as a whole. What is the province as a whole doing? Are listings going up, down? Are prices going up or down? So we see year over year, for example, in Alberta, prices went up 7.9%. So now when we're talking to a potential joint venture partner, we can say, hey, listen, my projection for the last year was that prices go up 3 or 4 or maybe 5%. But in actuality, they went up 8%. But that goes to now show how I'm being conservative on my numbers. And I'm going to continue to be conservative on my numbers. And that goes for the rent, that goes for our expenses, that goes for everything. So we can start to now know if they're going up 8%, or it went up 8% last year. Do we want to project another 8% this year? Probably not. We want to be on the conservative side. But if we don't know what that number is, we don't know whether we're being conservative or not, right? Okay, so here's the thing, guys, is it's going to as well show you what an average detached house looks like, what the price is, semi-detached, what they look like. And of course, all the stats are here if you need them. So I'm sharing this, guys, number one, because if you know where to find the information, it's going to help, isn't it? And there's a ton of statistics, there's a ton of information, not only for you to share with others, but for you to do your own research as to whether or not the market that you are a part of is a good market to be in or not, or a good market to invest in. Okay, good. Any questions, guys? If you do have questions about this stuff, or you're looking for something in particular, just let me know, throw it in the chat, and I'll try to help you find it. Okay, let's now go to, let's zip this back over there. And we're going to go to something a little bit, actually, no, we're not going to go here yet. Let's have a look at, we're going to go down a little bit smaller, and another place where we can find statistics, guys, and that is, let's get rid of that. Hopefully that helps. I don't want to sign in. Realtor Association of Edmonton. Just search that. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So now your real estate board, they're going to have statistics as well. So now we're getting that. We started with Canada. We went to Alberta. Remember, you would start in Canada. If you're looking in Canada, you would go to your provincial association as well. And then you can go down to your actual real estate board that you're in, if that's the market that you're investing in. Maybe you're investing across the country. You can look up that one as well. And of course, there's going to be a ton of statistics. So right on the front page, we see market statistics here. We get an idea of what's going on in the greater Edmonton area market. Sales month over month. So remember, this is December. No, this is November to December. Sales went down 25%. New listings went down 33%. Average selling price went down 0.4%. So we might have looked at those other websites and said, oh, everything's going up 8%, remember? But now we nail it down to our market. We start to see what's happening in that particular market. And that gives us an idea. Now we know what's been happening. Now remember, in most of Canada, and remember what we were looking at in Alberta stats was year over year, same month last year to the same month this year. Now we're looking month to month. We're looking November to December with this particular stat. And what happens in Canada when you go from November to December, guys, is sales are always down. Average selling prices always down every single year. November, December, January are always the cheapest months of the year to buy a house. Why? Because nobody wants to buy a house. And that's when you get usually the best deals. So we don't want to confuse this and say, oh, the market is horrible in Edmonton, because it's actually a great time to buy when you see this number going down. But we just want to know what we're talking about, and we can get a little bit of insight into our particular market if we look at our real estate board, because they're going to publish stats as well. So again, market statistics. This is where we can start to look. Sure, let's check into 2025. There's nothing there yet. 2024. Here's some of the headlines about what was happening. Low inventory sets a stage for continued seller's market. So we're starting to get a little bit educated on the market here. What's happening in Edmonton? They're saying it's a seller's market, which means it's a great time to sell, maybe not the best time to buy because there's a lot of competition. There's not as much inventory, all of that sort of stuff. But again, this is going to start giving you some ideas. And you notice these infographics that are here as well, guys. These are very, very useful. You can click on those. And they're going to give you a snapshot in an infographic. And you can share this. Maybe you want to share this on social media. Maybe you want to share this with a potential joint venture partner. It's an easy way to say, hey, Here's a stat that I'm looking at. New listings, look at, they're down 33%. Um, Sales are down. Um, what are our average days on market? What's the inventory at? What are the average prices? You know, we're looking at a townhouse right now. These are the high rollers. So these are the most expensive ones. But our averages, let's say for a detached home, our average, where are we? Detached, 540,000 in Edmonton. The most expensive one that sold was 2.45 million. We can start to get some of these stats out pretty darn quick. Okay, so again, another website that you can look at, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. We started with Canada, we went down to a province, we went down to a particular market. And there's lots of news articles, etc. You can start spending a little bit of time, save these sites in your bookmarks bar, so you can easily access them, whatever month it is uh, that you are looking at, and you can get to it right away. Okay, let's go to our next website. And I went there briefly before, but this is where we can start to get a little bit more actual property information. And this website is maps.edmonton.ca. I don't think you can see it on my, this thing keeps getting in the way, this Zoom thing. Let's see if that helps. That might help to put it down there. Okay, so maps.edmonton.ca. Again, your local municipality. So we started in Canada, we went provincial, we went to our real estate board, which is Edmonton and area, and now we're specifically into our municipality of Edmonton. If we want some specific property information, this is a good place to go. I'll give you an example. Let's look up, maybe we know the address of a particular property. We see a for sale sign or whatever it might be. I'm going to use an address of a house that we used to own, 18620 74. Oh, sorry, that's right. 74 Ave. Let's just pick that one. There's the house there. Okay, now what do I want to know? Well, look down here, guys. Hopefully you can see this, or maybe I'm sitting in the way. So let me just change this view to that. Now you can hopefully see this a little bit better. Right in this area right here that I'm circling. So we now get to find out what neighborhood it's in, the year the property was built, the square area, the area of the lot, the legal description of that particular property. We click on the assessment tab, and you guys can see this. I need to move over. All right. 366,000 is the assessed value. Now we go click up here, assessed values, and look at that. All of a sudden they all appear. We know the house next to it is $20,000, assessed roughly $20,000 less. The house over here is assessed at $25,000 more. Houses across the street are all in the low 400s. So again, we're getting a general picture. What type of properties are around this house? What type of values are around this house? You know, is ours the cheapest one in the neighborhood? Is it the most expensive one in the neighborhood? We can start to do a little bit of research. Now, this doesn't mean the house would sell today for 366,000, but it means that this is how we find out a comparison of this house in compared to the other houses in that particular neighborhood. Houses don't necessarily sell for their tax assessed value. In fact, in Edmonton, we're finding that houses sell above their tax assessed value and sometimes significantly above their tax assessed value. But if this one's going to, well, then this one usually will, and that one usually will, and this one usually will. So what is this going to do? Is going to give us a general look as to the neighborhood and how our house or the house we're looking at might be priced versus those other houses. Okay. Here's another cool little thing is you can click the transit. Maybe you want to know how close are the bus stops? How close is the transit? Well, all of a sudden, we now can see that. We can zoom out. There's our subject house. Okay. Here's all the bus stops. Let me zoom out. All the bus stops near that house. Okay, so for somebody to get onto transit, what do they have to do? They have to, let's see, they have to walk half a block, 1 block, 2 blocks. Let's say 2.25 of a block away is the nearest bus stop. Well, now what we can do is instead of driving around, we can look on here and we're going to know, okay, there's a bus stop 2 blocks away. Um, where would the nearest LRT be? Well, there's nothing there right now. Okay. Where would the nearest freeway be? Where's the nearest on-ramp for that particular property to the nearest freeway? These are things we can start to look at if we click the transit button. And it's going to show us all of those bus stops, what the bus stop number is, etc. Actually, it's uh, a lot of information is in here, and you can see all the different things you can toggle. The zoning, if we want to know what the zoning is for particular areas, again, we can start to toggle that. Um, uh, if there's any applications, all of that sort of stuff. So it's a handy, yeah. Sometimes you got to zoom in to get it. So that particular subject property, we can see is in this zone right here, which again, let's see, is R2, I believe, or just residential zoning. Okay, so, but you can see the different ones around it. All right, there we go. So that's maps.edmonton.ca. So for a second here, I'm going to stop the share. Here in Nova Scotia, George says we have something similar. Awesome. That is great. Guys, for those of you watching, if you are in a different province and you have something similar, throw it in the chat what the link to that might be so that others can then save it in their bookmarks. This is the thing, guys, is if the more we share these resources and we start using them ourselves, but also sharing them with others, more knowledge we're going to be and find stuff quicker. And then we stand out among investors out there, wouldn't we? Urshad says, please share if anyone has New Brunswick or Moncton in particular. So a lot of times, guys, what all you have to do is Google stuff and you're going to find it. But then remember to bookmark it because then you don't have to Google it again and look through multiple sites. But usually for that, I would just Google tax assessed values, Moncton, and you'll probably find it. I know there's a lot of municipalities have very, very similar tools online. Yes, Viewpoint is very good for Nova Scotia. That is, I believe, only in Nova Scotia, though, where you can find all of this information there. Thanks, George, for sharing that. Okay, guys, so there is a little overview of some information that you're able to find, statistics you're able to find, materials you're able to download. You can share those with others if you so choose. You can maybe use some of those things on your own websites, your own social media, so that you now are becoming a resource to those people that you might be talking to, maybe potential partners, etc. What else did I want to share with you guys here? Let me just have a look. Okay, here's another website I'm going to share. So let me bring that back up again. And again, this is going to be different for depending on which province you're in, but you're going to have something similar. So I'm going to show you what we have here, and then you guys can search it up for your particular province. There we go. It's coming up. Let me get rid of that. Nope, that didn't work. So I got to share it. I shared the little window instead. So this is another website that is very useful if you're in Alberta. This is Spin2. So just Google Spin2, or here is the link for it. I suppose I can copy that and put that in the chat. There we go. I just threw that in the chat, guys. So this is where if you want to get title information, if you want to download registered documents on a condo, for example, maybe condo documents or maybe the bylaws or the condo plan to see how that particular unit fits in with the entire scope of the property. Those are the types of things you can download here. And I always just use the guest login. You click the search. So let's go back to that property that we were, or let's just pick a property. We'll pick this one right here. Okay, this one happens to be 7228 189th Street. The plan is here, so let's just copy the plan. We go back to Spin2. If I want to look up registered documents or the title, there's usually a charge for this stuff. Let's paste that plan in. And let's go, where am I? Right here. That is block 54, lot 10. So block 54, lot 10. I search. There's the current title. Now you have to pay to see it, but you can view it. You can just by this, you're going to get the link number. You're going to get the legal description. Well, we already knew that. You can see the last time land transfer was, what the value of the transfer was. So the last time it sold or switched ownership was in 2002 for 188,000. Gives you a little bit. Now, if you want to know more about, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing. Let me just check. No, you can't see the box that I'm looking at. I'd have to stop the share and reshare. This is the box that I was looking at. Hopefully you can see that now. So it just gives you a quick look at the title. It doesn't give you the full title. It doesn't give you things registered on title. You got to pay for that. But if you wanted to, all you need to do is add it to your cart. You can pay for it and you can download the title. It's 10 bucks. And now you have title, you know what mortgages might be on there, etc. All of the stuff that we would find on a title. So there we go. Thank you. Anyone have something similar to find tax assessment in Ontario? So if somebody has that for Ontario, by all means, just share it in the chat so that all of us have that. Let's just see if I can find that quickly. Looks like MPAC, perhaps. That might be it, about my property. Check that out. That might be it. We can usually find this stuff fairly quick if we just Google it. Taxes, oh, there we go. Property taxes, tax assessed value. Anyway, you might be able to find it there. I don't want to spend time looking for it right now, but that might be the place to go, mpac.ca. I'm not too sure. Okay, guys. Now, what if you want to learn more about specific real estate strategies? Maybe you want to learn more about the Smith maneuver. You want to learn more about MLI select financing. You want to learn more about any of those sorts of things. I'm going to share you a resource, and Jewel shared the links for this. This is our app, and we have a whole ton of information. In fact, we have, well, you're going to see it, I think, back since 2019, we've been doing Tactical Tuesdays, and we've recorded every single one of those guys, and we have never shared that with Fearless before, but now you can access it through our app. So download the app. It's all free. There's no charge for it. And there's a ton of information there, regardless of what you're looking for. Now I'm going to share the screen and show you what is in our app. Now, it's a phone app, so this comes up. Hopefully you can see this and it's not too small. But this is what the app looks like once you log in. Again, just go to your app store, type in Investor Life. Our app will come up. You know what our logo looks like. Download it. When you can then sign up. You just put in your email address. You sign up. It's free. Once you're inside, this is what it's going to look like. There's products that are available to you. So I'm going to show you what those look like by playing this little video. Unfortunately, I couldn't share my screen and go through it, but I prepared a little video here that kind of shows it. So I'm going to let this play. And this is what it looks like when you get in. And these are the products that you're going to see up top here. Investor Toolkit, our Facebook live streams, and our course, Real Estate Let's Get Started. So if you haven't done this one yet, this is the course. Why should you invest in real estate? We have 3 lessons. Power of leverage, cash flow, etc. How to analyze. We talk about analyzing markets, neighborhoods, and then properties and doing it the right way. How to raise capital. What is a joint venture? What is private lending? How to legitimize your business. These are the things that are all included in that free real estate course. Then you're going to see here our Facebook live streams. And so this is our Tactical Tuesdays, 265 lessons in here, guys. They're almost all roughly 45 minutes to an hour long. And so they're organized by year. So we've only had one in 2025, as you can see, but 2024, they're all there. and obviously 2023, 22, 21, 20, and 19 since we started this. So you can access any one of our Tactical Tuesdays. And here's a cool function is you can also search. You see that search bar at the top? Let's say you want to find out when we talked about a certain topic. Maybe when have we talked about CMHC? Well, here's the results that we have talked about CMHC. And so you can look through those. Here's another example. If we want to talk about life insurance, remember we've had topics on using whole life insurance in our investing. Well, we can now look that up and find it. If we want to talk about the Smith maneuver and look that up. When have we had a Robinson Smith on or any other guest to talk about the Smith maneuver? Well, there you're able to find it. So this is a really good tool, guys. And again, there's no charge for it. Our Mind Power Mondays are on there. Our Mind Your Own Properties are on there. There is 300 plus episodes of all of that stuff on there. Here's our investor toolkit, guys, as well. And so we've just created this. Different tools, paperwork, documents, things. My name is Corey, and there we go. And property analyzers, it's all in one spot. So you can just go in there, you can download this stuff, guys. It's all in one spot for you. You can refer back to it, you can get it quickly. You can do this both through the app or through our membership site. The same login that you use for the app is going to use for our membership site as well. If you want to book a call with me, you can use the link there to do that. If you're interested in getting more information, you want maybe become a member, whatever it might be, you can do that through there as well. We have this cool feature, our Ignited members. Here's all of our short-term rentals across the country and abroad. If you want to book and stay at one of our Ignited members vacation rentals. There's other links there. We're using that little link button where, again, if you want to invest passively and you want to be connected with somebody that is looking to raise capital and you just want to be a passive investor, fill out that form and we can start to connect you with others as well. So there you go, guys. Those are some of the features that are available inside our app. Ignited members, when you are in the app, obviously, you know that your library, there's a little button on the bottom that says library. You click on that and all of your products are going to then appear. Our raising capital course is in there. The investor toolbox. So remember, the toolkit is there for free. If you want the full toolbox, that's what our Ignited members access. So that is in there. And of course, so much more. On building a business, branding yourself, all of those sorts of things are all inside the membership site. And I'm just going to share this with you as well, guys, that if you don't use the app and you want this stuff to download it on your computer, you want access it to it on the computer, you still have the option to do that using the same login that you would for the app. And all you got to do is go to our website, and I'll show this to you. There we go. This is investorlife.com. And you log in here. Use the member login. And the same login that you created for the app will work here. And you're going to be able to log in and have the same products. If you don't have an account and you want to do it on your computer instead of the app, then you can create an account. We have that button available for you as well. And you can access all of those things that I was showing you. Okay. There we go. So another great resource, guys, where there's tons of training and it's absolutely free. Okay. And of course, if you want more than that, or maybe you're looking for more help or a question, you want somebody to ask questions to, that's what we're here for. That's what our Ignited membership is all about. And you can actually access that for as low as $9.97 now. But book a call and we'll talk about it and see if that's something that you need or not. Maybe we can send you a different direction. All right, good. There we go, guys. There's a bunch of resources that we wanted to share with you tonight. There's education on there about every topic that comes to real estate investing. There is all the investor toolkit downloads, property analyzers, all of that sort of stuff that you can access through our app. We shared with you a bunch of different resources and websites that are Canadian-wide, provincial, and more local as well, and how to access that information and how to start comparing and how to find statistics. So go and look that up yourself. save those bookmarks for your particular market that you're interested in so that you're able to access it quickly and you're able to share that information if somebody, maybe a prospective partner, asks for it. Okay. You're welcome, George. Hopefully that is helpful. And thank you for joining us, guys. That's what we wanted to share tonight. A bunch of free resources that are available to you. For our Ignited members, we are going to see you at the top of the hour in about 20 minutes or so in our laser session. So we'll see you there. And we're looking forward to that. That's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us on our Tactical Tuesday. Of course, these are always thrown into our app the next day. This will also be posted in Fearless tomorrow as well for those that have missed it. And so if you're watching this on the replay, just throw replay in the chat on Fearless. That would be awesome. So we know that you got it. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. We'll see our Ignited members over in Laser in about 20 minutes or so. For the rest of you, have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Take care.